tools in this case are your hands. Don't be afraid to get in there and play with your food. So now this has come together quite nicely. You put that aside. And now we're gonna get this out of the way because that's not my bench flour. I'm gonna move that too. Okay. Take some bench flour and just get it out there. And taking the dough, which is warm. That's why you want to use warm water because it actually helps bind it a lot quicker. It's a little wet, but that's okay because when the bench flour is going to make it come together, like the Beatles said, right? Not a Beatles fan, huh? So now, get this out of the way. So now it's come together really, really nicely.
Looking good.
Looks really good, right? So. All right, now that's a really good consistency. What I'm gonna do now is just, we're gonna cut this in half and we're gonna take this bowl and save that for later. You don't wanna dry it out, so that's why you wanna cover it. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more bench flour because we're gonna now roll this all out onto our board. And I'm going to just take a moment and wash up, and when we come back, we're gonna roll out this dough and make it magical.
Right about this line here, because that thing sticks out a little bit.
Okay.
All right? Take 3.
Now,
No.
sorry.
When I point to you.
Now we're gonna roll out a ravioli. You wanna always roll from the center. Sticky, sticky. That's why we have bench flour. You don't want to stick to the board. And it's not like pie crust dough or pastry dough or puff pastry. It's going to be a little, it's going to have some elasticity to it, but it's also going to be, you know, that you can handle it very easily. Like I said, if you had a pasta maker, you would just be feeding this through, you know, with your stand mixer attachment. But sometimes it's nice to go and rock it old school. And, I don't know, what am I doing wrong, Ma? That's why I have you here.
Flour.
Not enough flour. This is why mothers are helpful sometimes.
Try to keep it in a tighter circle.
Tighter circle. Well, why don't you show me how to do it? Come on.
Oh.
Here we go. It's all right. Have a little vino in you. So now the teacher has become the student. You can take the girl out of the kitchen, but you can't take the girl. Can't take the kitchen out of the girl. Here, let's push this back so you're not getting all. There you go. So, like my mom said before, they used to use a huge broomstick to do this.
They rolled out about maybe 50 or more at a time.
At a time, which we're not going to do that many. We'd like to get probably about a dozen or so out of this half. And I don't want to put a number on it because it's not really an exact science as to how many ravioli you'll get in each batch.
Yeah, it'll vary.
It will vary. Temperature, day of the week, climate, if it's humid outside, that kind of thing. So
I think I would let it go at that.
I'll let it go with that. Okay.
Yeah.
See? You did a much better job than I did. I still have lots to learn. What am I going to do? All right, so now you take a old-fashioned ravioli cutter that you were kind enough to give to me a while ago. Let's get this out of the way. We don't need that anymore right now.
The shape will vary also.
Shape will vary also, but that's the beauty of this because it is homemade and it is rustic and you don't want them to be perfect like out of an assembly line. You want your family to know that you've made these from scratch. So now I'm going to go this way first, and you want them about like so, as far as width is concerned, because you want the filling to have enough room to go. And then what, maybe
3.
I can get 3 out of this, right?
I think so, yeah.
3 like that. And then what we're going to do is fill them and just fold them over and seal them. And it's very, very simple. Finish doing this. And they didn't waste anything. You know, they lived in a time when everything, it was a privilege and an honor to just sometimes even have a meal on the table. So nothing went to waste. And my family, both sides of my family are in agriculture and farming, and they knew how to live off the land. And I think we've kind of lost that in today's modern times, and I'd like to see people get back to that. So now I'm gonna get my filling, and I put it over here. It's ready. And I'm gonna give my mom a spoon too, so she can help out. A spoon for you.
Thank you.
And put that over here, and we will get these rolling together. You like to use 2 spoons because you do a drop, right? Or is one good for you?
No, that's good.
Okay. And you reminded me that you put it on the end, and
So you can go to half.
And you really want to resist the urge to overfill these, because like I said before, when you seal them, they will, if you won't be able to seal them properly because you're not using any egg or water to seal these up. Sorry, I stripped your ravioli there.
So that's a little too much for that one.
Maybe a little bit more for that one. These 2 aren't going to really take a lot there.
Okay.
And now we have plenty of filling left over for the other half of the dough, and also the crepe that we're going to be making in a few minutes. So now taking these, let's get 2 more forks out of here. Okay, let's get this out of your way. I'm going to have that later. And we're just going to fold them over very simply. Use your fork. And like an assembly line. Oh, the dough really, really, really feels good today. And just seal them up nicely. And I'm going to get my cutting board back because we're going to have them dry right on here for a few hours. I'll take that for you. Thank you. And this is a simple recipe, and it's so much fun to share stories and cook with your family. And this would have been lost if I hadn't asked my mom, can I have great grandma's recipe? And I had to adjust it a little bit because and she even had to adjust this recipe because, like I said, they just was their feel, little of this, little of that, however it came out. And it's okay if it's not perfect because it's going to taste amazing. Trust me.
Yes, it didn't come from the supermarket.
Didn't come from the supermarket. There's nothing. Once you've had fresh pasta, you're never going to want to go back and eat anything else. You can cut that off there. Get that. And they're so soft and so beautiful. Little pockets of just goodness. Let me get that out of your way. Okay, get that. Last one here. And that's good. Now these, they would make these in the morning and let them dry over the course of the day, and they would have them at night. We already have a batch that we've made. We're going to boil those off in just a minute. So when we come back, we'll show you how we're going to tie it all together with the sauce and the ravioli. Stay tuned. Thanks, Mama.
Ravioli prep, take 4.
Ravioli cook, take 4.
Whatever.
Now we're back, and now for the grand finale of revealing the ravioli that we made earlier. So they're ready to go. These aren't as pretty as the batch you just made, not gonna lie. But like I said when we made these earlier, consistency was different, time of day, humidity, temperature in the air, but they're still gonna taste fabulous, trust me. So now I have a incredibly large pot of boiling water, which is boiling, come on. Fresh pasta doesn't take as long to cook as dried pasta out of the box. So we're just going to drop these in. They will sink to the bottom, and we'll give them a light stir. I'm going to cook all these off, get them ready to go. That's why Mama let me this huge stock pot that she always made them in because it was a huge batch. And
I have an even bigger one.
Yes, and there's an even bigger one than this. It's tucked somewhere away in my parents' house that hopefully I will inherit someday. See, I'm not your typical girl. I have a passion for food, not necessarily clothing. So kitchen items for me are the best thing. Get rid of that. And now we're gonna give them a nice stir.
And cover the pot.
And cover the pot to bring it back to a boil. And then when it comes to a rolling boil, we'll uncover it, and that's when we start timing.
Actually, with raviolis homemade, the timing should really start when all of them have floated to the top.
All floated to the top. Okay, that's a good thing to know. And check on our sauce here too. Ooh, look at that. Sorry. That looks really good. Actually, I'm gonna give that a taste. Oh, so sweet. And this is such a perfect, simple, healthy recipe. It's so good. And it's gonna go so well with these ravioli. I can't tell you. I wish there was taste division. So good. Now let's check on our ravioli. Not yet. I have nothing to talk about, so I know that you can edit that out, right?
Yeah, please keep going.
I need a spider. Getting there. Water wasn't quite boiling when I.
No, I think it was good enough. Just they take a little time. They're larger than store-bought
They're
raviolis.
really dense and not dense as in that they're going to be heavy and thick in your mouth, but just it's a different consistency than assembly line ravioli. So, and that's the beauty of the recipe. See, now they're starting to float to the top. We're not going to time them just yet. We want to make sure that all of them come to the top. And what did you say? Grandma used to push them down to get them even and
kind of like
rotating the stock in the stock pot. This is good. This is coming along now. So I think about 12 minutes?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to undercook them because they can tend to get chewy. So you want to make sure that they're cooked.
They really never had a set time. They used to take a plate, put the ravioli on it, little sauce, little cheese.
That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to test it the exact same way.
They would eat it.
All right, let's cover that for a couple more seconds. I'm going to do the same thing. Yeah. Knife and fork. We got a little bit of cheese over here too, left over. You pair this with a nice arugula salad or a spinach salad, very simply dressed with just lemon juice and olive oil, and it's a meal. Some crusty bread. You got a happy family. There we go. Leave that over here. I'm gonna start timing now.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll have these ravioli all boiled up, and we're going to plate them up with a nice sauce that we made and have a taste. And then after that, we've got crepes 2 ways, savory and sweet. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Yep.
We're back, and now our ravioli are just about ready. We're going to plate them up. So we're actually just gonna take 2 out of here. So we're just gonna do a light tasting. That looks good. Maybe one more. There we go. Perfect. Just take our very, very simple Marinara sauce. Now the star of this is the pasta. The sauce is just a condiment, so you don't want to really go crazy with the amount of sauce that you put on it. That's perfect. Little cheese, little glass of wine. You have yourself a really, really great, healthy mama. We can dig in and test our work.
Nice.
No knives, you don't need a knife. It's nice and tender. It's very hot though, so you want to make sure you cool it off. What do you think?
They need to cook a little bit more, but yes.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to say that again, but not say that need to cook a little bit more.
Thank you.
So, because then we have to do the whole thing again. So don't say that they need to cook a little bit more. We know that, but we're just tasting this for the film.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So now, we're gonna taste it again. Even though we've taken a bite out of it, it's okay. And just say, and I'll let you taste first, and just do the exact same thing again. So what do you think? Really good?
Very nice.
Filling? Oh,
Very nice.
nice and creamy. The sauce is nice and sweet with a little bit of a kick.
Mm-hmm.
The cheese complements everything. This is a beautiful dish, and it's very simple. And the time it made me do this, you can do this tonight for your family. So, when we come back, cheers to you. When we come back, we will be making our savory and sweet crepes with the ricotta filling. I'll do it again, sorry. So when we come back, we're gonna have the savory and sweet crepes, the dinner crepes, and the dessert crepes, and it's gonna be fabulous. So stay tuned, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. Nice save.
The next part's gonna be actually really quick. The crepes take 2 seconds to cook, the filling's already done, and I already have actually filling ready to go for the sweet stuff we made yesterday.
Amelia, you got it?
Yep.
Slap it.
We're back, and now we're gonna make our crepes, the savory crepes, with the same filling that we used before for the ravioli. What I have here already is milk, flour, and some salt. Now an egg, just one egg. Put that there. I'm gonna dump that in, and some melted butter. Now